gorilla, nature. Bro, let's go skate. Dude, E equals MC squared. Nerd for life. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, you guys? Your boy Pastor Darius here. I am beyond exuberant. So I'm here in Incheon, Korea. And, this is another episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. So today we're going to be talking about the test of trust. You know, I just wonder if do you guys ever struggle with trust? With trusting God, trusting your family members, trusting the people that you love. I tell you, man, for me, I have struggled with trust my entire life because I feel like whenever I put my trust in man or, I trust people, I just feel that people always find ways to do the wrong things, like to do me wrong, so yeah, man, that's why we're talking about trust today. So let's go ahead, hop into it. So the Bible story that we're going to be talking about is talking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. And this is coming from Daniel chapter 3, verse 16 through 18. I don't know if you yourself have ever struggled with trust, but imagine that I feel like when it comes to faith is tested only when you are in difficult situations and you don't know what to do or how things are going to pan out. So I think that's really when you find out if you really have faith or if you really trust God. For me, I remember there was a situation, oh man, this was years ago. I think I was 21, I'm 38 now. So it was like 17 years ago. And, I got in this situation and, I was fighting this court case and stuff like that. And it was really difficult for me. And I had my faith and my trust, having trust in my relationship is what got me through that difficult situation. I was facing, 6 months jail time, or I'm sorry, they was facing like 2 years jail time. And I didn't know how I was going to make it through that situation. And what ended up happening is I ended up, instead of getting, it wasn't 2 years, actually like between 2 and 5 years. And then I was facing getting like a strike and, it was two felonies. It was a real serious situation. I ended up not getting any felonies, getting no strikes. I ended up just sitting in county jail for a little bit. And then essentially I ended up getting released. And then after a certain time period, the case got turned over. And but it was a test of faith because I remember I was surrounded and by all these individuals, a lot of unscrupulous, individuals, untrustworthy people. That's what you get when you go to jail. So all the young people watching, man, hey, bro, don't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't a good place. Like, I remember, oh man, I remember when I was in there, they had like this race riot. And like those tensions were really high because in a lot of the jails, people are broken up by nationality and they call them cars and stuff like that. And it was just a really challenging situation. I was praying every single day in there, and I was reading my Bible on a daily basis. I mean, my faith in God grew immensely, and I learned that faith is not something that you have when everything is going good. Everybody always talk about faith when they don't have any problems, but let you get into something that you don't know how you're going to get out of it or if you'll even make it through it. And that's the true test of your faith and your trust in God. For me, like I said, they had a race riot up in there where, it was the blacks versus the Latino people, or, the Northerners, Mexican people. And it was, bro, real talk, bro. Like, I
didn't want to be in that situation, man. They attacked. I remember like 16 people jumped on, like, or it was like, no, probably not 16. I think it was like maybe like 8, 9 people jumped on one guy because this one guy was the one who initiated this fight. It was an older dude, but he was a boxer. And so he got in a fight with this younger guy, and and the younger guy thought he was going to give it to the older guy. The other guy was like 40. Young dude, he was like maybe 22, 23, maybe 24, something around that. And the older guy pieced him up, man, because he had boxing, experience. Like he used to box. He had boxing training, so he pieced that dude up. And the rest of his car didn't like it, so they planned to jump us, the African Americans, up in that dog. And I tell you, man, it was crazy because I was friends with everybody. They actually called me preacher when I was in there. They called me preacher because like I was serious about that Jesus, right? Like and I was serious about changing my life, and I did. But essentially, everybody, like, they told me if I didn't go out, they, like, my own people was like, hey man, so there's about to be a fight, bro. They about to come and you need to come outside. I was like, nah, bro, I'm not going out there. And he was like, look, one of the guy told me, if you don't come out, what's going to happen is that after the fight is over, we're all going to jump you. And so I was forced to go outside, and it was crazy, man. It was really crazy, man. All of a sudden, everybody just started running. Mexican people came out. They had people coming from other dorms and stuff like that. Like, it was crazy, bro. People were swinging, and then people were ducking, and like, oh man, this one guy came, and I knew that guy. Me and him were cool, and he came, he ran up, and he swung at me. And I like ducked. It was crazy. It was like stuff was moving in slow motion. It was literally like a movie. So he swung, and then I ducked, and I pushed him back. I was like, hey, what are you doing? Like, he knew that I was the preacher. And he came running to try and swing. I was like, hey, man, get up out of here, bro. And then so essentially we all had to, like, they came, and they were just getting swarmed. There was only maybe 12 of us and like 20 of them, so we took off. Me and one other guy I was really cool with. We stood together, and then we had to run, and then we had to run through the gate. And then as we ran through the gate, there were people there. Now the thing is that I used to work out a lot. Like even before I went to jail, work out. Even when I went in jail, I was doing my workout, push-ups, sit-ups, everything. I was working out all the time, running around the yard and stuff like that, or getting my exercise on. So when they came, and there were people in front of that gate, bro, I ran through that dog like I was back doing my football drills, and I just cleared the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, whoever was in the way of that gate, that open gate, I just ran right through there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people were like trying to hit me in the side or something like that. I don't know, man. I just ran through there. So, but it was a difficult situation. You guys, don't go to jail. Stay up, bro. Like, straight up, bro. Don't hang out with no criminal people. Stay away from them, bro. Because when you are, this is last thing, and then we're gonna move on. You will literally be judged by the people you spend time around. People literally judge you based off of the crowd, the individuals that you chill with. If you spend time around a whole bunch of crooked thieves, drug dealers, people who are, doing drugs and stuff like that, guess what? People are going to think that you're just like them. What do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. Anyway, let's go ahead, get on into this, huh? So here's a description of the story. King Nebuchadnezzar commanded everyone to bow down to a golden image. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused, declaring their unwavering trust in God to deliver them. But even if he didn't, they would not serve other gods. Their unwavering trust in God, even when facing a fiery death, is a powerful testament to faith. God miraculously protected them in the furnace. So now we're going to read the scripture, which is Daniel chapter 3, verse 16 through 18. And as I've told people many times before, I only read from the LSV, which is the literal standard version. It's the scripture from It's the Ethiopian Bible. I'm reading from the Ethiopian Bible, which is, one of the oldest Bibles there is. It's 100 the original scripture. They got the Apocrypha in there. They got so much stuff. All the stuff that's missing from a lot of these modern day Bibles, like the King James version and the NIV. They're actually taking out scriptures from some of these newer Bibles, newer versions of the Bible, and so I highly recommend, if you have a chance, go download it. I bought mine through Amazon, through Amazon Prime, so you can go get that one there. Let's hop straight into the scripture. So like I said, Daniel 3, chapter 16 through 18. And it reads, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have answered, indeed, they are saying to King Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need concerning this matter to answer you. Behold, it is our God whom we are serving, is able to deliver us from a burning fiery furnace, and from your hand, O king, he delivers. And behold, not be it known to you, O king, that we are not serving your gods, and we do not worship the golden image you have raised up. Now, keep in mind, they're talking to a king. And during these times, kings were seen like God in a way, like a God. Not like our God. Ain't nobody like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, bro, this is how it was during these times. So you guys I'm just telling you, when you're put in difficult situations, don't forget to hold on to your faith, and don't let other people sway you away from the things that are right. If you know something is right, man, you got to have faith and you got to trust in God, man. Real talk, regardless of what the world tries to pump to you, what type of fear mongering they try to put into your life, don't live your life with fear. Live with trust. Have lots of it. So let's look at the historical story, which is Steve Jobs returning to Apple. After being ousted from Apple, the company he founded, Jobs returned years later when Apple was on the brink of bankruptcy. Despite the immense challenges and skepticism, he trusted his vision and his ability to innovate. His relentless drive and unwavering belief in his products led to Apple's remarkable turnaround and its emergence as one of the most influential companies in history. You guys, you gotta trust that things are gonna be okay. No matter what the world gives you. Right now, they got all these things going on across the world. We got panic, we got wars happening over in Iran. United States is at war with Iran. We got Ukraine and Russia going on, doing their thing up over there. There's hearsay about China and Taiwan. There's always going to be problems, but that doesn't mean that you need to focus on that. You need to focus on enjoying your life and having and appreciating the quality of life that you have. If you have quality of life, you guys, stay blessed and keep enjoying it. You guys, I want to thank you for watching this episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. I know this one's a little bit short, but, I got to work with what I got. You guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys want to make a donation, we got a GoFundMe going. Go click the link in our description and join us in a mission to change the world. We'll see you guys next time. Your boy, Pastor Darius. Peace.